So the intermediate value theorem. What does the intermediate value theorem tell you? Well, it's very basic actually. So here's what it tells you. So imagine I have this pencil. It's about 12 inches above my hand. And then I drop it. So now it's 0 inches above my hand. Well, so the question the intermediate value theorem asks is, if it went from 0 inches above my hand, no, it went from 12 inches above my hand to 0 inches above my hand, was it at some point 6 inches above my hand? Well, it has to be, right? If it went from 12 inches and it just dropped down to 0 inches, at some point it has to be 6 inches above my hand. And at some point it has to be 3 inches above my hand. And at some point, if it's going from 12 down to 0, it has to be all of those numbers at some point in between, because it's not teleporting, it's just going straight down. And that's what the intermediate value theorem tells us, that if we start at one place and go to another place, as long as it doesn't teleport, as long as it's continuous, it's got to hit every number in between. And so that's what we're going to do here. First, we're going to say, is it continuous? Well, it's a polynomial, so polynomials are always continuous. That's just a thing. So it is continuous. So then we can actually use the intermediate value theorem. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, what is f of 0? What is the function when x is equal to 0? Well, you plug in 0 to the function, you get -1. What is f of 1? Well, you plug in 1 to the function. So let's see, 1 cubed is 1, plus 2 times 1, minus 1. So you get 2. So look at what that's saying. So that's saying at one point, at first, it's at -1. Let's actually draw this. So when x equals 0, it's at -1. And when x equals 2, or when x equals 1, it's up at 2. And what we just said, like, it's not teleporting. This is a continuous function. So this graph has to just go in between them. And so what they ask, does the function have a 0 somewhere in between there? Well, it has to. Like, we don't know that the function looks like that necessarily. The function could go crazy. The function maybe looks like something like this. So there might even be more than 1 0. But we know that there's at least 1, because it has to go from -1 to 2. So if it's going from -1 to 2, at some point, it's got to cross 0. That's all the intermediate value theorem is telling us.